Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where we stand for education, hope, and inspiration. I'm Dr. JACALYN Kerbeck, and we are thrilled to have you. Welcome to our global audience. Our show today is the Mallorca Connection, and our topic is creating business ideas and implementing them for success. Joining me is our expert in this field, Mr. Roland Friedl, joining us from somewhere in his motorhome in Europe. Welcome to the program. Hi, Roland.
Hi, Dr. JACALYN. Great to see you again.
Nice to see you too. Roland, I'm going to spotlight you for people who are joining us for the first time. Tell us a little bit about your background and also what will you be discussing today?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, hello everyone, wherever you're joining us. Hello, my name is Roland. As you can hear from my accent, I'm not a native US or British speaker. I'm born and raised in a small little country in the middle of Europe, but a beautiful one in Austria. And yeah, after university, I went to the corporate world, had a very fast, strong career. I was, I guess, the youngest member of board of directors in a company. Then I started my own business in different industries. To be honest, two failed totally. The rest was success. So I learned a lot from the failures. And that's how my clients in my coaching consulting company are benefiting from my experience in sales, in leadership, in recruiting people, in optimizing processes, and so on and so on. So my main business since 25 years or more than 25 years is coaching, consulting, optimizing processes and developing sales and leadership stuff in international companies. I was traveling around the globe for a company like Xerox, OpenText, and banks and many, many other companies. And yeah, that's the main stuff I'm doing. And I still love it. I don't love the flight delays, but I love the work. I love to help these companies. That's my main business. And besides that, I'm coaching people in different areas, like people who want to have a same, I would say, weird or like not normal lifestyle like myself, meaning traveling and working from the most beautiful places in the world. And I've been living on different islands in the world since 16 months. I'm living in my motorhome. I'm working and living full-time in a motorhome, traveling around Europe. Yeah, so that's my coaching. I do a lot of men's work, a men's platform. I have a German-speaking Roland Media platform for men's work. I'm very engaged in environment with Respect Mother Earth Foundation. I started, so well, Dr. JACALYN, the day has 24 hours, the week, 7 days. So I try to do my best.
Hi, Roland. Thank you so much for sharing that information. It's really fascinating. And the value that you're bringing to our audience with your executive coaching and the fact that you're a serial entrepreneur with so much experience. I would love if you could just recap for people joining the show for the first time, what you shared already in terms of putting together a business plan and the evolution of the last two shows to where we are today.
Yeah. So, we have been talking about business, and I thought about maybe we focus more on businesses because we are facing really challenging times. We had a crisis in 2008, or every year there's coming a crisis. We had the COVID crisis, we have the climate crisis, war, and stuff like that. And the idea is to support people who want to get out of this treadmill, maybe getting out of a corporate world and starting their own businesses, whatever size it is and whatever industry it is. So I've been talking about how to make a real proper good business plan to get a good start. Also, we have been talking about what it takes to be successful in business, or different steps we're talking. And today I want to talk about business for those people who want to start a business but don't have an idea where to start, what kind of business they could do, what are the pros and cons about starting this or that, and what it takes, what kind of skills you need, what kind of money you need, or budget, or what you have to take in mind or keep in mind when you start a business, because I want you to succeed, and this means don't make every failure or every mistake I did. And that's about here.
Roland, that's really fascinating. Thank you for recapping that for our audience. So who specifically is your messaging for, and how can they get value from what you're going to be sharing today?
Well, first of all, I'm talking about people who want to start a business, and no more. What about age here? Maybe you're in your 20s, or maybe in your 40s, and say, I want to change something. I want to get out of corporate world. I want to do my own stuff for different reason. To be honest, my reason for starting my own business was I loved my job I had in the corporate world. It was a good job. It was paid very well, to be honest. But maybe it sounds a little bit crazy for our audience in the US or even in Japan. In Austria, you get 5 weeks of vacation, and I love traveling. I always loved traveling. When I was a student, I always was traveling, and I said, oh my God, when I go to corporate world, I have only 5 weeks left for vacations and traveling and explore other countries and nature and meet other people and stuff like that. So I said, no. Was a good thank you for all the experience I could get up in the corporate world, but I start my own stuff. I knew that there won't be vacations in the beginning, because it's it takes time and create momentum to build up a business. It's hard work, to be honest, yes, for sure. But when you really are working with consistency and persistency, if you're a good business plan, a good idea, you focus on your targeted market, and you really work with discipline, then one day you can have a lot of vacations. And the last years when I was living on this beautiful island, I had a lot of vacation. I was still working, but not that hard and that much. So I was really benefiting from the harvest I could get in from the previous work. I'm still working. I love what I'm doing, but I'm not working so many hours at the moment. So this show is for people who want to start a business and have an idea. Yes, I want to do something, maybe have an idea. I don't think it's a good one or not. So just for people who are in the beginning about thinking about starting a business and how to start.
Thank you, Roland. I think it's really important that we clarify the fact that some ideas are great. They're hobbies. We got a great hobby, but it's not a business. Can you provide a little bit of feedback about that?
Yeah, to be honest, actually, when you can transform your hobby to the business, the best that can happen, because you love your hobby. Okay. And I always say to people, when they say, I have no idea, when somebody has no idea where to start, what to do, they want to do something, but no idea. I said, okay, where are you spending most of your time? What are your hobbies? What are you reading? What are you searching? So that's a good way to start. It's a good idea to start. Yes, but you have to think about the market. Is there a market for that? And is the market huge enough that you can settle your bills and make your living? So when you can transform your hobby to the business, congratulations. When there is a big enough market where you can really make money, well, then that's a good approach. Yes, but as I said, the worm is always for the fish, not for the fisherman. It's not about you. It's about, is there people out who want to buy it, and is there enough people, a quantity of people who want to buy it, and so you can make a living. So for one example, when you say my market is not very large, maybe you think about a service or a product that people are buying or using on a daily basis, so they always have to rebuy it again and again. So maybe you can make a good living with a small amount of customers when you have a product or a service that they have to renew again and again. Like, I don't know, when you buy food, or when you sell food or cosmetics, people need it again and again and again, or whatever it is. Or when you say, okay, what I sell to people is maybe they buy it once in a while, or once every 5 years. Then you need a larger audience, for example, to make a good living. So you have to keep in mind different stuff. But again, Dr. JACALYN, if you can transform your hobby to the business, the best way to start, to be honest, when there's a market.
Absolutely. I agree with you. A question I have is, you have this great idea, and then you're going to form your business. You're going to do all the work that you talked about before. It's so important to do your research, competitive analysis, et cetera, et cetera. How long is it before you say to yourself, well, I've been at this business for 10 years and I can't make a living? What is the time frame that before you even get started, you say to yourself, okay, it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's going to take a lot of hard work and growth. What expectations should you have for yourself that the business is now a success or it's going in the right direction?
Well, actually, it's depending on the kind of business you're starting. It's depending of the amount the money that is invested to need to have a return on investment. It depends on different factors. I mean, some businesses, it depends on the industry, really. It's very specific. So sometimes it takes a year to go break even. Sometimes it's 3 or 5 years. It's the reason. That's the reason why you need a business plan, and a business plan and a financial plan. It shows you, okay, how much time do you need to get a return on investment? And the financial plan shows you exactly how much cash you need every month to settle your bills and make a living. That's why this show was so important with it. So please go back on YouTube and look for the recording, or contact me if you need a really specific coaching on that. So the business plan and the financial plan is key, and then there you can find out how long it takes, and then you follow this plan. And when you don't follow the business plan, where there are some distractions, when there are some obstacles in the way, then you have to adapt it. Or maybe you said, oh my God, maybe it's the wrong idea. As it happened to a friend, I don't know, I guess I told it in one of the shows, a very good friend of mine. He opened a cafe. He thought it's a good idea. It's a new idea. It's a good idea. Unfortunately, he went to a city with no networks. He didn't find stuff. He didn't know anyone there. He had no idea about, he did no marketing search, nothing. He just had an idea, started, opened it, and closed it at the same day. Luckily, he closed it on the same day, not to lose more money, because he found out it's not working at all. So it's depending on the industry. It's depending on the amount of money is needed. It's depending on how much stuff you need. And it's about a business plan. You need a good business plan. The business plan and the financial plan shows you exactly when you will expect return of investment. Yeah. So there's not one answer for different opportunities, to be honest.
Excellent. Thank you. And I want to look at an opposite viewpoint. I know of many people who have ideas, but they never actually do anything with them. They just, I got a great idea for a business. Oh, I got a great idea, but they don't actually move forward with anything. They're idea generators, if you will. What do you have to share for people who are in this space?
Well, first of all, yeah, there are a lot of people out there who have a lot of vision, but no action. and tomorrow is this, and the day after this, it's this. And yeah, there are some people, there are some talkers, but there are also people who have really great ideas, but they're scared to start. They say, I'm not good enough, it's not working. Many people try to die in beauty. You have the perfect product, the perfect service, the perfect timing. Ladies and gentlemen, there's never a perfect start, to be honest. So be brave enough and just start. Have a good idea and start, and learn with your first customers and get feedback from your customer. Improve your service and your product together with the customer. That's the difference. I mean, years ago, decades ago, we had a so-called, it goes to deep, Dr. Jacalyn, but we had a so-called product development. Right for the last year, it changed totally. We have a customer development. So you have an idea. You start with this product, with service. It's not fully established. It's not fully finished. Doesn't matter. But you go out in the market and you get feedback from your customers, and then you improve it, you adapt it, you change it, because it's all about the customer. So there's a different approach. But most people try to die beauty. They say, no, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. Start it. Start it. But have a good business plan and do market research, and then go for it and learn day by day, step by step. I mean, no one is born as an entrepreneur in the beginning. You have to learn it. It's the first step, the next step, and then you improve to get better. You get better. You get better. You get better. It's I was fucking scared too in the beginning, but being scared didn't stop me. And that's the difference between somebody who is successful and is not. We are all scared, but it doesn't mean that I stop. The anxieties I have, the doubts I have, don't stop me. That's the difference from somebody who stops.
That's a new song. Don't stop me now. Right.
Stop me.
I was just having a conversation with someone the other day about making a major change in this person's life. And the person knows what they should be doing. But the only reason they're not doing it and they keep putting it off and putting it off is that 4-letter word, fear. And I feel like we can talk ourselves over a ledge if we want. We can take something and make it, we can have everything in black and white. We can do all the numbers. And we know the answer is to move forward, but we're so afraid to do it that we never get anywhere.
Absolutely. You know, in German we say Sorgen machen. It means we make our problems. It's not coming from outside. We think about it as a problem. And guys, when you look back in your childhood or whatever, look back, how many times have you been scared about something, worrying about something in the future that never happened? That never happened. It just was in your mind. So go out. But as I said, business plan and market research, don't go on full risk to lose your money. You know, that's not about it. But go, try it. We only regret things that we didn't start. We never regret failures because we can learn from out of it. Or maybe it's more or less painful. You're losing more or less money. I lost a hell of money doing business. Yes, of course, I did. But I learned a lot about it. And I said, okay, this mistake doesn't happen a second time to me. And I made a different bit. So go for it. Find a good coach and mentor who helps you. It's very, very helpful in the beginning. So you don't give up and give it time and go for it. But to be honest, there are so many options. Yeah. So if you want to invest in a big company or something like that, maybe you're looking for franchise systems, so they already have a proven concept, a proven product. There is a market. Maybe you look for a franchise system. Of course, there's a fee to pay, but you get a lot of experience and training. I started the franchise systems 29 years ago. The Choose Plus business, a franchise system, a very low fee, a good product. I'm taking the product. I know you, Dr. JACALYN, take it too. It's an amazing product. A low fee. No costs, no investments, and I built it up an international business years ago, and I made a good money. So there are different options. Maybe you look for a franchise system or a network marketing system or multi-marketing system. There are different systems in every industry. Maybe in a franchise system, I don't know, like I did in nutrition, or you want to open a coffee shop or a fashion shop in a franchise system, whatever. It's also an option. You know, it costs money, of course, to be part of it, but the risks are quite low when you have a good concept, really established brand. When you have an established brand, it's also a good opportunity. Or you start your own stuff, whatever it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you brought up branding, because branding is really important. And this is a little bit of a digression from what we were going to talk about, but I think it's important. I'm not a Twitter fan. I'm on Twitter. We do stream to Twitter. We're streaming there right now. And I saw that Twitter changed their logo to an X.
I love it. I love the logo. But I love Elon Musk. I love this crazy guy. Absolutely. I love the logo. It's cool.
Now tell us what it means to you.
10 times today. I was looking 10 times today on my smartphone, but I still have the old logo on it. I don't know when it occurs on my smartphone, because I love the X. Sorry,
well, what I read was that eventually all the birds will be gone. So they're slowly, I guess, getting to each thing. First, they announced it, put on the headquarters. So what do you think about your ideas for branding your business as well, because that's really important?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm more a doer than a talker, you know. I mean, most people think about websites and branding, and yeah, it's good, yeah, it's important, but first of all, get your ass out of your chair and start and do your research, do your work, find your first clients, and then reinvest the money. Please don't spend all the money you're making in the beginning. Reinvest your money in the beginning. That's so important. The first 1-2 years, don't take all the money out that you're making. Reinvest in the business and build up your brand. Not from the first day, you know. Please don't hire an agency and spend a hell of money on the branding when you don't know if the business is working. So branding is important, but not on day one. Most thing important, invest money in your product, in your education, in your skills, and in market research, and then start. And if there's no money left for promotion and advertising, talk to everyone, invite everyone to your home, tell about the product. Maybe they're not interesting, but maybe there's someone else. I mean, I remember when my second wife, she had a chain of boutiques high fashion stuff. And when she started the first job, there was no money left for advertising because the clothes were expanding, the furniture. So we did inviting people. We did a party, our opening party. We invited all the friends. Of course, not all friends bought these clothes, but they were in, and they recommended the shop to other ones and other ones and other ones, and the shop was growing. So be creative how to find your people. Be creative. You can use your social media. You can use mouth-to-mouth propaganda, whatever it is. But in the beginning, try not to really, that's my opinion. I'm sorry, guys, an agency, but don't spend a hell of money on agencies, on websites, on logos, on brochure. It's not necessary in the beginning. Later on, yes. First of all, do your research, try to find clients, and then reinvest the money. So reinvest the money you're making, but don't put all the money in the beginning, because so many people have nice logos, amazing websites, but no fucking client.
And I love what you're sharing. And to add on to that, I just want to share just something that happened to me recently, which was I was looking into getting a publicist because I had one and it didn't work out. But I spoke to this person. I have a lot of respect for this person. And the person said, there is absolutely nothing that I could do for you. You have done it all yourself. And I thought, wow, I didn't even think of that. So you can do a lot of things yourself, and you can sub a lot of things out, and depending on how much money you have to put where. I know for me, and I know you have a different viewpoint, Roland. I know you have other people do a lot of things, and I do a lot of things myself because I really enjoy the learning process of it. So that made me happy to know that not only all the other things I'm doing, but I'm also my own publicist, and everybody else can be as well.
Yeah, of course, with the technology, especially on YouTube, there's so many tutorials. We can learn everything: how to build a house, how to refurnish a motorhome, how to write a book, how to whatever do it. So do your research, learn, get educated. Yeah, it's absolutely, it's really possible to learn everything from scratch. Absolutely, it is. Yeah.
And it's really rewarding as well. And I think everything that we've done before we get to opening our business somehow has a role in what we're doing. I know for me, the skill sets that I learned, the sales techniques, the calling on C-level executives, all of it now plays a role in what I'm doing. So I want people to realize that you have incredible skill sets already from the experiences you have doing other things. Just get out of your head, get off the sofa, do the business plan, get the mentors and the coaches, and reach out to somebody like Roland who really can help you. Roland, I know that we've discussed this before too, but if somebody comes to you with an idea and they haven't done the research, you're pretty much going to put them on the straight and narrow about what it is they need to do to be successful, right?
Well, when a customer comes to me with an idea, I'm asking 3 to 5 very tough questions, and then we take it from there. And the questions are: why this product? Who is your targeted customer? Why should he buy from you, and stuff like that? So really tough questions, and really have a perspective from a customer side of view. And the competition, there's a lot of competition in the market. That's good. If there's no competition at all, maybe you're in the wrong market. There's competition, is good, but you have to be aware that you're not the only one. That you're not the only one, whatever you're doing. But it doesn't. But this doesn't mean that it can't be successful. You find your niche. Yeah, find your niche. It's actually, I was in this men's retreat in the nowhere with 15 men in really absolute nowhere. And I was such a nice person, George. And he was singing one evening, and next day he told me, "You're Roland, I was so shy because I wanted to impress you, and you have a huge network and the people." And he's really good what he's doing, but his self-esteem is, could be better. So today I organized a conference call because he said, my dream is to play at the Barcelona yoga conference. And hey, lucky guy, I know the organizers. Actually, we had him on the show, Pau, over a year ago. So we had this call together. And what I want to say with this is, there's so many really good people, but they're too shy and go out. So get out, raise your voice. You find your audience, and go for it. Go whatever it is, go for it. When there's a market, go for it, and it takes time, of course. Be patient also, but with consistency and personality, and again, and a good business plan. You always look, I'm on track, yes or no? Maybe I should adapt something. Go for it. And I, you know what, Dr. Jekyll, I was reading a book 30 years ago, even longer, I don't remember. Many, many years ago. It was written in 1928 or something like that by Napoleon Hill. The title is Think and Grow Rich. And there was a story of a guy who, in the US, there was this digging for gold, and he was buying some equipment. He had this huge, how to call it, this piece of land, and he started digging for gold over a long time of year, digging like crazy. He found a little bit, but not much. And after he gave up, and the guy who sold him the equipment, he bought it back and also get the claim. And this guy was continuing digging. You know what? I'm quite sure about, but it was 3 feet or 6 feet later, there was the largest gold found in the American history. Can you imagine? And an interesting story is that the other guy who gave up, he heard about it, but he didn't go suicide. What he did is he started another company, and he had a learning: never ever give up. So I strongly believe you can only make do mistakes in a business when you have a good idea and good market, not starting and giving up too early. Another story, I have a very good friend, one of my best friends, almost 40 years. He's 10 years older than me. He became a millionaire when he was 30, sold the company for a lot of money. He's a very good friend of mine. And he told me he started a business, small kids, family. He was very young, and he was investing in it. He had a good idea, really good business idea. He invested a hell of money, started the first job, started the second job, the third job. He had 6 shops opened, no money. Debts like crazy in the bank, wife, small kids, everything around crazy. And he was thinking about, I don't know, buying a gun with the last money or what I'm doing. He said, you know what, Roland, I was so desperate. I said, I give a shit. I asked the bank for another money, and he opened store number 7. And store number 7 was a bomb, and all the other shops too. And he became a millionaire. So I said, if I wouldn't open shop number 7, I would have been given up too early. So it's about really stay with it. When the idea is good and it's proven, again, business plan, market, research, go for it. Most people give up too early. Or they make a mistake that they spend the money that you're earning. As I said, in the first years, reinvest most of the money, reinvest in your business.
Excellent points, Roland. Thank you so much. I really love that story about being so close, and because we as entrepreneurs, we feel that way. It's like, wow, this isn't working out the way I thought it would, and yet you keep going, and then things happen that you could never in a million years have expected.
Yeah, and you never know when the gold nugget client is coming. You never know this. I started in the Just Bus business 29 years ago, and there was always a story. You never know when your gold nugget is coming. So I was talking to people, and one of my hugest team started because my mom, at the time, she was still fit. She went to a gym, and she was talking to one of the trainers, and the trainer made an appointment with me. He was not very successful, but he brought a lot of people to the business and made a hell of money out of it. Actually, out of this line, there was 3 national marketing directors, the highest position you can achieve in a Just Bus business. 3 out of them, because my mom was talking to somebody. So it was not her, it was not him, it was not the other one, but down below. There was 5 people in between. Nothing but down below. And there is another line. Actually, we had it on the show in the German-speaking show, Dr. Stefan Hammer. He asked my best friend at the time, he passed away. He was the vice president of a huge competitor, vice president of a huge international company, $1 billion company, because he wanted to have their product. And I said, you know what, privately, take another one called Roland. And Stefan is still making a lot of sales still. So you never know where the gold nugget is coming. And Stefan was not coming on the first day, on the second day, or on the first year. He came in year number 6. So it took me 6 years to find Stefan, the gold nugget. You never know. Don't give up too early.
It's really true. And something that just occurred to me as I was listening to, I'm looking around, I've got a bunch of pens, and you had mentioned about knowing who your target audience is. And many times I'll hear, it's everyone. Everyone is my target audience. So when I think of it, I have this just regular pen, right? Mm-hmm. So this could potentially be for a large audience, but it's not going to be for everyone, because everyone might not need a pen. They might not have the ability to use a pen. And then I saw this pen, which is my logo for my business, Dr. JACALYN LLC. This isn't for everyone. Not everyone is my client, right? It's a pen, but if I want to value the investment that I made to have these pens done. I only want to give them to the people who are serious about working with me. And then the last pen is this luxury brand pen. And this is not a pen for everyone either. So my point is that we can't just say what we have to offer is for everyone.
Yeah, that's what we have a saying in German. When translated, if you want to hit everyone, you will miss everyone. So, especially the beginning, it's very, very important. Even there is a potential that the product is for everyone. Even it is, forget about it. Focus on a very small target group, because you have to promote it, you have to advertise, you have to talk to people. Focus on a target group where you want to start. And what is the target group? This is the group who gets the most value out of it. So always think about from the customer's point of view, who gets the most value out of it, and where is the easiest way to implement your product and service. And start with them. And when it's working, then you can broaden your target group, but start with a small target group. Be very specific in the beginning. And the point is, when you have a larger target group, okay, which part of this target group gets the most value out of my product and service, and is one point. And the second point is how easy to get in contact with them, and how easy is it to implement my product or my service to their business or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So our title today is Creating Business Ideas and Implementing Them for Success. So when we think about success looks different for different people. What does success look like for you? And how do you help your clients really drill down on what success is?
For me, success means reaching my goals within the time period I was thinking about in the beginning. It's all about reaching my own goals. Never compare with others. Never ever. Never do this. Winners are always compare with their goal set. Losers compare to others. So don't look around. Set your goals. What you want to do. What you want to reach until, I don't know, the end of the year, in 2 years, in 3 years. As I said, set up your business plan. And success is when you reach your goals. That's success. Whatever it is. It's a huge one or a slow one, depending how brave you are in imagine your success story in your business. Success is reaching your goals, not more nor less.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for summing that up. So, Roland, I know we're going to be talking about some other things when it comes to business. What's an example of something that you've gone through? Because you've been very honest talking about some businesses worked and some didn't. You just referenced someone with a restaurant. What is a key learning that you could share as a result of something that you did or didn't do, but it catapulted you to the next level, like your friend with the 7 stores?
Well, let's start with the mistakes I made. Sometimes I trusted the wrong people. I remember I had a very good business day. Now it would have been working, but I was too early in the market. So timing is very important. Sometimes you have a good business idea, but you have been too early. Timing is also important. I had a very good business idea about coaching doctors, medical doctors in business, because they have no business degree, and running a surgery is a business too. You have you run a surgery, you have staff, you have material, you have clients, and so on, but they have no idea about administration, business administration at all. So my idea was coach them and do the learnings for them. But I was too early. But my mistake was I trusted an agency who have been working for the pharmaceutical industry, and to be honest, they sent me a bill of 100,000 euros that I lost because the business did never start. I was too early. So again, market research. To be successful, as I said in the beginning, it's about consistency and personality. Believe what you're doing, be crazy enough what you're doing, have a clear plan, a clear strategy. When you're not a single, so when you're, like I was at the time, married, have a commitment to your wife, or your husband or whatever, your partner, and be very clear about what's coming up the next months and years, because it can be a tough time in the beginning. Actually, I met a friend of mine 2 weeks ago. We had a lunch together, and he said, and he was the CEO of a huge bank. He resigned, he started his own business, invested $250,000, and he told me, you know what, my wife is asking me every fucking evening, why did you invest some money? When is the money coming back? And he's exhausted. He said, well, maybe you should involve her or in the beginning and tell her exactly what you're doing, to be honest, what you're doing, and tell her it takes 3, 4, 5 years. That's what I did in the beginning. I remember when I started the franchise system, I told you, give me 5 years. Please take care of the kids. Give me 5 years. I will work hard. Give me 5 years. Hold my back free. Take care about the family and everything. I will working 7 days a week. No vacations with me. You can go on vacation with kids, but I will work like crazy. And I did it. Actually, luckily, it didn't last 5 years. It was 2.5 years, and then my business was running. But when you're in a partnership, be honest to your partner and explain exactly what you're doing. And that's one thing. The next thing I learned is when you do a business plan, when you think about what the sales you're doing, write down your sales and then a realistic figure and then say 25% minus. And when you think about expenses, have realistic expenses and say 25% plus. So be clear that you have a buffer. Not make your business plan on the edge, and then they say, oh, when I'm lucky enough, it's working, So I always say expenses up, also meaning calculate your expenses higher than you think and calculate your return, your sales or your profit lower than you think. Then you have a nice buffer. That's also very helpful. And the other thing is, work, and also find, of course, find short times of periods where you can recover. Not running into burnout doesn't make sense at all. Celebrate the smallest success, celebrate it, but realistically, don't spend in the celebration party more money than you made. As I saw some people, buying a Porsche or whatever, it doesn't make sense. And as I said in the beginning, start your business, but don't waste money on crazy stuff that you don't need at all in the beginning. It's nice to have kids. Are nice if you love status, if you like status symbols, a nice, I don't know, business car, whatever it is, a nice youth case or an exclusive pen or whatever it is. I love the sketches too, to be honest, but don't buy it in the beginning. Focus in the beginning on the core of your business and invest the money there, as I said, and reinvest the money in the beginning.
Excellent advice. And I know for myself, I put all the money right back into the business. And there's a temptation that, now there's a revenue stream coming from here or there. Maybe I should go buy this, that, or the other, but it doesn't matter to me anymore. All that matters are the businesses. And it's fun to watch them grow. But I do know of other people who started businesses, then they just decided, hey, I've got money coming in. I'm going to take a trip, or I'm going to go buy this or that. And then they lose the focus of the business and they become distracted by the dangling carrots of the things that they can buy monetarily.
Yeah, I mean, of course you can get some rewards and have a small party or buy a small thing that you have fun. Of course, it's nice, but be aware about not a lot of money in the beginning, as I said. And I don't know how in the US, but here in the European community, the tax administration also wants to see money. So be clear that you have an account where you put some of your money aside so you can pay your taxes because at the end of the year, at the end of the fiscal year, otherwise it's a road trip to hell.
That sounds like a song, Road Trip to Hell. Oh, it's Highway to Hell.
Yeah. They put some money on the side because you have to pay taxes. Don't forget that.
That's a big one. That's very important. So
I had a very good friend of Jack. Another source, a very good friend. He was very successful. Really, he was how to say? He was making furniture from wood, but only for exclusive hotels and exclusive bars. He was paying his stuff very good. He was so expensive, but he thought that return is profit, and he was spending hell of money. Giving money, sponsoring football teams and stuff like that. And at the end, he went bankrupt. The company itself was so successful, hell of clients all over the globe, but he went bankrupt because he didn't save any money. So be aware of that. Sorry.
No, that was a good one. I just was going to ask that you just talk a little bit as we come to the end, that you're able to run your businesses from the road. And you've done a number of shows about wireless life. So I want people to not get all entrenched with the fact that it's not specifically your surroundings or where you're located that will dictate whether or not you can start and run your own business.
Well, since my time on university, I was as I said, I love to travel. So for me, it was very clear, whatever kind of business I'm going to start, it must be, I don't want to have a shop to open and close it. I don't want to have fixed costs like shop rent or stuff like that. I don't want to have a production company to produce stuff. I want to have a business that I can carry with me, tax-free and customs-free from border to border, if possible. Wherever I am, I can work from it. And as I said in the beginning, with all this technology, when I started my business, there was no internet, there was no video conference tools like that. But in the beginning, it was always with me. I want to have a business where I can, wherever I'm living, I can do it from there. Because most people start a business, opening a shop, a restaurant, whatever, and then you're a slave of your own shop, because you have to be the first one to open it, the last one to close it. If you want to travel, you find somebody, or you close it, you don't make any income. And this was a learning in when I was 21 years, when I met this crazy guy who was 10 years older than me, and I told you, who became a mentor. And I will never forget this. I went skiing with my mom to Italy, and there was no space in the car. So they asked me, can you drive with Eric, with this guy in this super fancy car? I was 21, a student. He was 31, and there was no internet, nothing on him. But he has a cellular phone, and this network was only working in Austria. We came closer to the Italian border, and he was, the guy with the 7 shops. At the time, he had 20 something. And he was calling his manager, said, Dad is going on vacation. I want to see some money when I'm back. And he hung up the phone. I said, wow, that's impressive. And then we arrived at the hotel, and my mom's boss was also there. He was a very famous doctor with a huge surgery, with a lot of stuff. And he told me, you know what? This vacation cost me hell of money because I'm not working. I still have to pay for this fancy surgery in the middle of downtown. I still have to pay my stuff. And I said, okay, I want to build up a business that makes me independent from expenses. So, and bring it everywhere. That was my thoughts. And that I always was looking for business opportunity that are mobile, I can bring to every country. I don't have fixed costs like renting, like stuff like that. This was always my goal, to be honest.
Brilliant. Excellent shares. Thank you so much, Roland. So for people who want to work with you, do you have capacity to take on new clients?
I have, but only for those who are really committed. I don't have time to play around. There's no kindergarten. So when you're really committed, and it doesn't matter how large you think. You want to make $1 million business or $100,000, doesn't matter. But it's all about if you're committed. If you're committed to say, okay, I want to go and I want to pay the price, meaning paying the price, I do what everything is necessary, then contact me. I'm more than happy to help you. You can use my email address. That's the easiest way to contact me. You see it in the banner. It's office@rolandfriedl.com. It's the easiest way to contact. And we arrange a Zoom call, and then we talk about your goals, where you are, where we're starting from, where you want to run to. And then we're going to find out if you want to work with me, and I find out if you are committed and I want to work with you. And then let's take it from there.
I love it. Thank you. Roland, can you just share a little bit about the other shows that you host here on the platform?
Yes, actually, guys, an hour before we had the Planet Earth show. It was a very good one. So it's all about Body Mama, about Planet Earth. We started the show today. We had a special guest. So go to the recording on YouTube. It's really a good one, a controversial one, to be honest, but it's a good one. So we have the Planet Earth show that is every second Monday. So the Mallorca connection is every Monday, same time, same procedure. And an hour before, every second Monday is the Planet Earth show, and the other second Monday is the It's Your Healthy Lifestyle show. That's the 3 shows I'm doing at the moment. Yeah, and I'm happy to do this. I'm very proud and honored to be part of the USA Global TV and radio family.
Thank you so much, Roland. Of course, we also want to bring to people's attention that you did a number of Talking Head episodes that are available on YouTube under Roland Friedl 2022 and also Talking Head. So please go and check that out for a wealth of information. So we are signing off for now. Our next show is coming up. It's Women in Business. So join us for that. Until then, Roland, thank you for being here for 2 fabulous shows, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next week. So bye, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much, and all the best for your mom. All the best. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks. Take care. Bye.